to another delightful episode of the program Morning Echo right here on Wonderland Television, where enthusiasm is the word. It is said that every morning is a beautiful morning, so make sure you make each day count and make it your masterpiece. Morning Echo brings to you different segments ranging from fitness, health, studio discussion, entertainment, and sports updates for our sport lovers. But before we continue, we'll be going on a short break, and when we'll come back, Morning Echo continues. Welcome back from the break. If you're just tuning in, this is Morning Echo right here on Wonderland Television. But today we are going to be discussing on a very, very important topic, which is youth in politics today. This is a very, very interesting program. I know a lot of you are very interested to hear about the youth in politics, and you have so many questions for our leaders you want to know. But today I have here with me in the studio, we're going to be discussing this together. I have here with me is Honorable Engineer Salisu Magaji. He is the National Coordinator, Amalgamated APC Support Group. He is an engineer, a seasoned politician, a banker, and a voluntary lecturer. You're welcome to the program. So tell you after hearing all this is your profile, an engineer, a banker, a voluntary lecturer, a seasoned politician. How are you able to navigate all this and manage your timing and all of this?
Well, you start your nourishing ambition when you're very young. After my secondary school, I became interested in giving out lessons, buying all these jam question papers into evening classes, to the extent I even had a permission to start the classes during the school days. That's how the lecturing style of the thing started. After my university, whenever I'm free, especially in my own local place, Kano, I used to offer a free service lecture in polytechnics and some of the universities there, public and so. So being an engineer is my main course.
It's your main course?
Yeah, it's my main course. So this is all together to put in place.
Well, that is very interesting. I'm so pleased to have you in the studio.
Yeah, sure.
You are a seasoned politician. Let me ask you, about how many years have you been?
2 decades.
2 decades.
2 decades plus. Yeah.
2 decades plus. Now that brings me to my first question. Politics as it's today and politics in the last decade ago. What is the difference?
The fundamental difference is politics of those days are analog. Politics of these are digital, because we're in a digital world. So by the time you have these two fundamental clear points, it gives you the difference between where we started the journey, where we are, and where we're going tomorrow. It's like before. Let me even talk about voter education. Mm-hmm. Our youth are more knowledgeable, they are more involved in the politics than before. Because we thought politics of those days are meant for the retirees. Mm-hmm. But politics is part of government. So you start this thing, it's given. You start from your early age when you're in primary school, you're the head student, head girl. Secondary school, the same thing. Same thing you with university, the class rep, and this is the government. It's all about politics. Politics in school, association of so this, association of so that.
Yes.
So it's from the association that now turned to a political party. So this is in short that politics is supposed to start from early stage. And then the involvement of youth nowadays is something that is very fantastic. Wherever you go, you see the population of the youth. Globally, you can't even compare with the early age people and the elderly people. So between the age of, let's say, 15 to 40, these are our youthful stage. So it is where you have a lot of activities going on and the rest.
Okay, you made mention of the voter education. How about you think that we could educate the electorate in Nigeria?
Yeah, with the help of the social media, everything, Facebook, WhatsApp, whatever, there are a lot of voter education, how to vote, how to be voted, your right over somebody you elected, then his right over you. There are a lot of things going on. Let me call it encyclopedia place where you can have a lot of voters education. Before, if somebody is studying in a foreign country, when there's an election going on in this country, he cannot participate. But now, there's what we call diaspora. You can do electronic voting. So that's another segment that makes it so digital and analog. Somebody over there will be working, somebody will be in Canada, US, Latin America, but you can still vote when it comes to your state or your country voting system. And then also involvement of the youth, both male and female, is superb now. Unlike before, you see politics is meant for those that doesn't have anything to do or at a retirement age. But you can now see, if you look at, for example, the president of France, he got there at the age of 39. Now we're becoming to have, we're getting there. More of our house reps, the political appointees, are now between the age of 20, 25, 30. And then the gender equality you're talking about, 35%. I'm sure you asked me this question. So let me even answer it before you say it. So we are approaching to that point. So at least now we are in a real political era where the plus and minus are really, we're getting it right. Where if you're voted, if you don't do the right thing, people have the right to protest, to tell you you're wrong, this, unlike before you don't have that. It was dictative, more of a kind of order, do this, do that.
So
now,
dictatorship.
yeah, but now you can see in your own family or my own family, you have different political classes. Some are APC, my own party, some are PDP, some are NPP, some are APGA, to the extent that a northerner can now vote for somebody from the southwest or southeast. So these are part of voters' education. Somebody that can deliver, somebody that knows the way. Like my mentor, my mandate as Raj, he got a lot of his vote from the north, unlike before. The northerners keep their votes for the northern, the southerners keep their own, but now it's something like a kind of pool. You pull from A, B, C, D, then you come up with something good.
You made mention of, let's talk about more of this voter education. You made mention of youth being involved in politics, because of the topic today is youth in politics today. Now, a lot of, you can say last year, or should I say earlier this year, there's a lot of campaign awareness that was going on during the voters registration and how to get your vote and how to be voted for. But now you can hear today that the youth is saying that their votes are not counted. Their voices are not being heard. And now you said something about when a politician or when you vote someone in and the president did not do exactly what they're supposed to do, they're being accounted for. In Nigeria today, do you think our leaders are being accounted for when they don't get things right or when they don't do things the way they're meant to do?
Well, right. We have three categories of youth: the passive youth in politics, the active, and the most active. Like, there is a group called support groups. These are the most active part of the youth. You have a combination of female and male from the north, from the south, from all the 36 states of the Federation. There are some support groups that they are represented all over the 36 states, including Abuja, where you see a DG of that support group will come from the north or south, his secretary will come from the other side of the country. That's to show you these are the most active youth class. They start their campaign before even an aspirant wants to come out. They will do their own plus and minus. Okay, Mr. A, Mr. B deserve to be the aspirant or a candidate of this. They start midwifing, talking to each other from state to state. These are the most active ones. They are party registered people. Then we have electoral that generally, after the parties, all the parties have done their own calculation. If they bring anybody out, that's when they exercise their own right. So there's the difference between the first category, the support group, and people that the electorate that will come to the general election to vote for that particular person. So most of the youth, their voice have been heard because they will tell you, these are your manifestos, these are our manifestos, this is what we want. And they're the same people, if that elected person has done something wrong, they're the same person that will come and challenge you on the media. So those electorate those the general election people that voted, their voice are not heard because they are not part of this group. But there is a relationship between the support group and the people from the grassroots. So there is a kind of correlation, like kind of interrelationship going on. They get the message to them, then they get the message across, whereby the president can be challenged. Okay, so part of this country have not been taken care of. So this is how the system works.
So, political speaking, what would you say about the politics and economy of Nigeria?
Well, honestly speaking, I have to thank my mandate because we know where we started from. We know where we started with the country. There are a lot of security issues, which is a globally thing. When my mandate as of today, his 100 days in office, he was able to establish one fundamental thing. That is, he gave the investors, external investors, conducive atmosphere to come and invest. If there's no that scenario or that condition, you will not be thinking, you will not be hearing about Dubai relationship that stopped Nigeria from getting visa has been reconciled. And it was exactly because my mandate, Bola Ahmed Aswabi, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, has created that conducive atmosphere within these 100 days. And the security check, I never traveled for the last 4 years to Abuja to my village, Kano. But now I drive from Abuja to Kano because the security has been enhanced. Another part of Nigeria, security is a general thing. It's everybody's job. Not only government, the press, the journalists, the engineers, the architect.
The collective.
It's a collective responsibility. They're what we call local security, community security, whereby each ward, each people have their own way of contribution. But even bringing out all those things that are happening and letting the security agencies do it's part of everybody's job to do. So it's not only government. With this, I can beat my chest today. My mandate has achieved that. And you see more of this in the next coming years or months, inshallah.
Well, we're going on a short break, and when we come back, the Morning Echo continues. Welcome back from the break. This is still Morning Echo right here on Wonderland Television, and our topic for today is youth in politics today. I have here with me in the studio Honorable Engineer Salisu Magaji. He is the National Coordinator of Gamete APC Support Group. Before we went on the break, I was about to ask you this question. I said, what would you say, how well would you say the youths playing their role in politics today?
And this amalgamated, let me just say a word on it, is from 2014, that was when the formation of APC, about 3 or 4 political parties, the front ANPP, the front CPC, the front ACN, and part of APGA that came in together and formed a party called APC, All Progressive Congress. So all the support would are registered with the national party of our great party APC. From 2014 to date, the national leaders, the DGs, the national chairman, and the DJ of all those national leaders.
Well, duly noted.
Yeah. Then back to your question. Youth play a very, very significant role in this last election and other past election because they are the people that have the strength, they are the vocalists, and most of them will play a great role by way of going to ward, door-to-door campaigning for the candidate before they become elected. So they're the same people when there's a message, like when we have something like entrepreneurial system that they want to give back to society. They are the same people, the same channel that we use. And most of them are the party leaders from the grassroots. So most information and the process of giving and taking, these are the youth that normally we engage in the system.
Yeah, you really elaborated and gave us a brief history of how APC that came to be, and that's very interesting. The Amalgamated APC Support Group. What would you say this group is to help the government to make it better? How would this group of yours make the government better?
Yeah, this is not the first time I said this. We are the campaigners. We are the people who are the social beggars, political social beggars, that we went to individual, corporate organization, community to community, ward to ward, state to state, region to region. At the larger point, we are the one that really sell or really advertise our candidates that are now leaders.
The Amalgamated Support Group.
Yeah, because let me give an instance. Let me work with fact and figures. We have 36 states of federation. And let's assume in each state we have minimum of 100 support groups. Support group A to 100. Let's assume each of these category of support group has 1,000 members. If you multiply 100 by 1,000, you have 1 million support group in each state. Multiply it by 37, that's 37 million. Let's cut it down to 25 million. This is the most currently massive coalition of grassroots politically in Nigeria, ever. And let me tell the audience, we are the first in the country that history will never forget us. Support groups of those days, party or any segment will assign Mr. A or Mrs. B should head. But now, the national leader said this is our birthright. We want to be given a chance to come and choose our leaders. It's like the National Assembly and the State Assembly. They choose their leaders after election. So this is the first time I challenge any political party that has this structure, that their leaders were elected legitimately through a process. This is the first of its kind. We held an election on the 16th of last month, September, where leaders of support group pulled out from different parts of this country, said this time around we want to have legitimate leaders produced. So we're the first legitimate leaders. Now we're done with the national, we have 51 NWC. Then we are now in the process of the zonal and the state, whereby after that we'll now go to ward and local government. End of this month, inshallah, we're going to have everything in place. By 18th of next month, we're going to have a large crowd of NEC inauguration of AASG, Amalgamated APC Support Group. The first of its kind at Igbo Square, where we expect 3,000 to 5,000 to be engaged in the whole week in Abuja. So with this mass number, you can understand what I'm trying to say. So from the ward to national, we have representative. We have 774 local government in Nigeria. We have 36 states of the federation. Then we have, in my state, I have 44 local governments. I have 484 wards. I have 11,888 polling units. You can imagine I have a representative. So message can be easily sent across. I can be sent either from top to bottom or bottom to top. So this is the arithmetic. And let me educate my audience. In the whole scenario, we are agitating, we are saying we have over 200 population in Nigeria. And the arithmetic is 11 million.
Is that fact based?
No, yeah, it's a fact. 11,000 leaders either elected, they are the one ruling Nigeria. Start counting from the president, number 1, vice president, number 2, speaker, senate president, number 3, speaker, number 4, down to 109 senators from the 6 geopolitical zone, 36 state governors. The each state assembly, you take their multiplication half. These are the 11,000 that hold the country. So youth, I'm calling the youth of today, politics is a mathematics, arithmetic that we need to be part of it. And we need to contribute. That's why I say politics is digital. Unlike before, you don't have all this kind of calculation. So we need to be part of it and we need to contribute and see what the grassroots want, We are a midwifery between the lower part of life and the upper part of the society. We midwife. We have to hear from the masses, from the electorate, then we now pass information to the leaders. If they do so, we praise them. If they don't, we shout and tell them why they are wrong. This is what makes the difference between those in politics and today politics, because of freedom of expression. And Constitution 42 and 40 say you deserve the right to stay with whoever you want to stay with. Either somebody is good or bad, then whatever it is, the consequences, you are ready to take it.
Right. So let's talk about the aims and objectives of the AASG movement and align with improving the dividends of democracy. What are your aims and objectives for this?
AASG, Amalgamated APC Support. I would rather answer it from this point. What's our vision statement and our mission statement? Our vision statement is to see all the support group from the grassroots that really campaign, serve, advocate, and bring those leaders into power. Then that's what we call investment, return on investment. It's like an investment. It's an invisible investment. Human time, his resources, his talent and everything, trying to sell you out. It's like your WTV. If I want to package it, I can do it in the most beautiful way. And that's what I'm doing even right now. Because you have given me a privilege, a time to come and discuss in the Your Money Echo. What we call echo is something that goes and comes back.
That comes back, yeah.
It's a two-way thing, you understand? So our main vision is to see each and every person, either a he or a she, whether Christian or a Muslim, whether a southerner or a northerner, that has any little contribution of someone becoming a leader. That leader is a must, MUST capital, is a must for him to pay back, either in kind, in cash, or in any other way, either in job creation, entrepreneurship, food and security, and other things of life. That's our main vision. Then how do we get there? It's the methodology. We've started by electing legitimate leaders now, of today, so that we can make it better of what is happening tomorrow, what happened yesterday. And we're now thinking of tomorrow to be the better of today. So these are the process. It's like input, process, and output. What we don't do is the feedback. It's what AASG is now going to hammer on. We must have a feedback to the system so that we can check whether the system is positive or negative. If it's negative, we reiterate and go back to the same and start. If it's positive, we now add our strength so that the leaders will know the digital era has come to stay. The electorate have the right over the elected. There is the right of elected to electorate, electorate to vice versa. So this is the mission and mission statement of AASW, that's Amalgamated APC Support Group, which I'm proud of to say this today. I'm challenging the other political parties. They should follow our pattern. We told them APC is a combination of Nigeria, combination of frustrated people that want to move from this to this. It's a collection of all the parties right from the word go. You can see an NPP man, GNPP, PRP of those days, PDP, APC, and CPC. This is the first of its kind in the whole West Africa, or in Africa in general.
Well, I'm sure every other political group have their own manifesto and their mission statement and vision statement. Well, let's move further. I haven't heard about your vision statement and your mission statement about AASG. What is it that the AASG is going to do to make sure that APC national leadership perform better? Most especially in giving back to the community, giving back to
the leadership is in two forms. Are you referring to the political leadership or the governmental leadership? There are two leadership. If you say APC, it's a generic name.
Yes.
It's a national party. We're not talking about the party or the government or both. Okay, let's take both. Let me tell you the party. AASG came to be after the primary of our mandate. That was this 2022. We had 2023 before the primary, before the Scotland election. It was agreed uniformly that we should have one umbrella where all the support groups should now come under one umbrella to speak one thing. So we are being supervised by the national party, which will give them their respect. But it is our birthright for people to know, to choose our leaders. So in choosing your leader, by the time you a leader, you be duly legitimately elected, you'll be very cautious of that. The same process that brings you on board is the same process that can take you back. So you have to be very careful to do the needful. If you don't do, the same process will pull you out of the system. So that's for the party. In fact, it's very, very easy to deal with the governmental side than the even party. Mr. President, so place is not good. This place, so we have that voice. We have the mandate to do so, because we are the people that sold our soul and everything, our resources. We risk all our life traveling from point A to point B and all this stuff.
Should I say delegates?
Not delegate, we're more than delegates.
You're more than
The
delegates.
delegate came from us, out of us. The delegate are specific people that are legitimately meant to elect or to select, whatever, but we oversee the entire process. It's like a sponsored thing. Delegate will be transport and they will give you money, but we spend our own hard-earned money. So there's a difference between, like now, you're working with WTV, they pay you. But I came here to contribute to ensure that the TV program is okay. So you can understand the difference. So we have the voice to talk to either the party or the government in power, which I'm sure they listen to us. Because if you don't do, 2027 is around the corner. We wait for you at the bus stop and hold our arms like this. When you come, you meet us, they will now understand the language you can speak. Either from English to French or French to English. That's where we can meet. That's why they're always, support groups are more of like college vote. They decide.
So you're saying the support group, they'll checks and balances?
Of course. If
and
there's no
still
support group,
needs, yes.
let me tell you, honestly speaking, out of the 8 million votes as well, I tell you 50% or more is from the support group. They're deciders. In fact, there are some support groups that I know your party members, but because they have confidence or they believe in our mandate, our manifesto, they vote for him. So that's the difference. That's why I say we are more of college vote. We decide who wins at the end. If someone will say we'll back out today, we're not with you, I bet you even the election cannot be into conclusion. So we have the authority, we have the mandate, but we are the same people that will go door to door and knock at your door. Please give me. So when the time comes back, I have to protect your security, your food, your life, and everything, so that tomorrow you can listen to me. If I don't, tomorrow when I come, you close the door, see this deceptive people, I'm not ready for you. That's what we're always trying to. We are more of an NGO that we don't get paid. We do it because we have the passion, we have the interest, and we believe in the mandate. Well, I'm
Well, thank you so much. Well, with all those things being said, I must commend your giant strides and sterling records. And I'm very impressed that politics today is taking a new phase. Thank you so much, Honorable Engineer Salisu Magiji, for coming on the program. I hope when we call on you, you'll attend to us again.
Well, not that. I would even be more of me disturbing you to come and send the message across than even inviting me.
Oh,
And then I promise to be bringing amalgamated NWC and other regional estate from time to time, so that I will not be the only person accruing all the information. Let's hear it from the 36 of the Federation, including Abuja. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. We're honored to have you in our midst today. Well, you heard it all, viewers. Hope you also learned from a few things from today's episode on Morning Program on the topic Youth and Politics. Well, till I come your way next time, I remain Sandra Atmosphere, and from the studio, Kefers, Mr. Donner, and everyone in the production team, I would say thank you so much for joining us. See you next time. Bye bye.